why be greedy in Poland? And there is a lot of that in Poland. It's being spiteful and greedy.
To people who live in Poland, appreciate this country, appreciate the times we live in. At the moment, we live in peace. Life is prosperous, many opportunities around us.
Men are not very sexual in Poland. I don't think men truly believe in themselves. But I noticed in Poland, when I walk, men don't even look at me, like they don't check me out.
When I released the video of immigrants sharing their thoughts about Poland, the response was overwhelming. Thousands watched and hundreds of you commented. Many of you defending Poland with passion. So today, I want to do something different. This time, it's not immigrants speaking, it's Polish people themselves. I sat down with Poles from all walks of life, journalists, artists, entrepreneurs, everyday citizens, and asked them to be completely honest about their own country. What you will hear is not one-sided. It's 50% pride and beauty, 50% frustration and criticism, because that's real. And this is Poland through Polish eyes.
So how do you think your Polish heritage has shaped you as the businessman you are today?
In every possible way. I've come a long way from trying to run away as far as possible from Poland to coming back and appreciating everything that Poland and Polish people and Polish family and Polish tradition has given me. But it required that trip. I always like to say, Poland is the best place to live in if you had a chance to live somewhere else first.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I was not aware of that before my trip. Like these are the reasons why I believe that Polish people, Polish tradition, and Poland is one of the best places to live in. You know the meme, the internet meme that says good times create weak men creates hard times create strong men, and strong men create good times again, right?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like globally we are in the good times and that created weak men, but because Polish people, we are still so close to the traumas of the Second World War and the communism, we are still a generation of strong men that thanks to globalization are taking advantage of markets driven by weak men in other parts of the world.
And the reality of it is everybody in this country is angry about something, about politics, about the neighbor, about the car they're driving, about the wife, etc., etc. I'm not talking about everyone, but right. The vast majority of it. And if you're angry, if you can't have this peace that I'm talking about, how are you supposed to smile at anyone? Right. Even the person in the Żabka, right? She when she's pouring your coffee, you're like, I don't know, it's going to be a coffee with hate, with a lot of
right.
hate. Like, you know what I mean? It's still poured right through. And this obviously has a lot to do with money, and with how people are, with how people are being paid in Poland, etc. And there's a lot of, it's still much better than it was 10, 15 years ago. But still, once you create this havoc and once you fall into this line of thoughts where I'm never going to make it, I'm always going to be angry because I'm never going to have enough money, etc., etc. It's so difficult to leave that frame. And, once you adopted this way of thinking, and once you are like, okay, I ain't going to make money, I probably ain't going to ever get a six-pack, I'm probably not really going to be dressing too well because I buy my stuff in, wherever, right? And that's not even that I can't afford it, but like nobody ever showed me how to dress in a nice way,
Where I was living in the US, I didn't feel as safe as I do living in Warsaw. Like you can go out on the street and you just feel so safe out there. It's just a lot of things are kind of falling apart, and it's sad to see and witness it. So it's like, but the showbiz though, it's also different, but I don't know if it's 100% different because I feel like people are the same all over the world. So it's really hard to compare. But, I don't know how to explain that one, actually. To be honest with you, I really don't. Because I feel like I've dealt with different types of people from all over the world. I've dealt with people who are just moochers, right, who want to just take advantage of you and just want to they're like leeches and they just want to take and take and take and take. And I've met people in the business that are more like, I'm just into myself. I can care less about other people, and they're more selfish.
So we are 3 years into this war, the full-scale war. And, well, I mean, we have to be brutally honest.
Well, that's the motto of the show.
There is a lot of Ukrainians living in Poland. And as you live in Warsaw or any other big city, you can see there is a lot of very rich people driving the best cars, G-Wagons, renting the most luxurious apartments. So you have this feeling that, are they really refugees? Or they just relocated because they wanted a better life and not to be bothered by war. So I went to the front line. You know, I've been to Ukraine for a few months. And the people who are really in need, they stayed there. How would you relocate if you have nothing? How would you relocate from the front line if you have no car, no option, no language?
Asylum and refugee status as well.
They can use the humanitarian, of course, the humanitarian organizations. But you know Warsaw and the circumstances in here. It is so expensive. How do you imagine a refugee to survive in this town that it's not even good enough for its own citizens, you know? And this is very brutal.
So you think
Because
this is
people
what
are
might...
thriving for surviving in here. It's really expensive to get a mortgage now and to get the apartment. The prices are skyrocketing. I've seen this data saying that the prices are rising faster than in Miami.
Oh.
So that now, apartment, to buy a 1 square meter of apartment in Warsaw, it's more expensive than in Barcelona.
That's true. I confirm that.
Yeah, you can confirm that. So
Wait, so what you're saying is, because there's two different, you know, if you're talking about these rich Ukrainians and flaunting the money and the supercars and everything, but in the other hand, there are some Ukrainians that who truly lost their home and they lost everything. And these people, they deservedly, you know, need some help, right?
Yeah, but they are working 9 to 5 each and every day, and they're busy with surviving. They are not making people anxious, Polish people anxious.
So you think the rich ones are...
Well, you know, when you go to a club or to the bar, you can see those rich guys. Guys, isn't this the case of from 18 to 60? This is the time where a man is not allowed to leave Ukraine.
I'm surprised that so many people want to come to Poland. You know, that's what's at some point was super surprising for me. Suddenly, everyone wants to come here. Why? Why? And it turns out that it's safe, nice. People are nice, although there was this some point people were saying, no, Poles are not nice, Poles are not welcoming. But it turns out the other way. Even the people I met. They say that even the Polish healthcare system is good. You can find a job here. The food is not so bad, and even they appreciate the 4 seasons.
True, I do.
So suddenly everyone wants to come to Poland. Poland is so surprised with that as I was at some point. We are not prepared for that. The Polish immigration system or the regulation were not prepared for that. They were made when really no one wanted to stay in Poland. So Marta was not interested in Poland, and now everyone wants to come here, and the system is inefficient.
Poland is absolutely amazing. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here.
We're all there.
Beautiful people, the most amazing people. I love how how we do have an elite. I believe we have an elite of people. But certain regions of the world, they've got certain bloods going through the veins. And that blood gives them certain qualities. And Polish quality is being a fucking dickhead.
Okay. Went real fast, huh?
Meaning, I love everything you do, Magic, but just don't do it too well. When you go to elsewhere, I think you don't have that only because the wealth elsewhere is so big, it's so huge, that you will never get to their place, but you can still get to such a sweet spot. You're going to feel everything that you wanted to feel. So you're not going to they don't feel the threat. In Poland, it's a new country. It's really not an old country. So everyone here is making money from the scratch. There is a lot of doing this, that, just to make this, just to make that.
Sneaky, yeah.
You know what I mean? So because of that, it's, you know, the place is quite small. So everyone feels like you're a competition, but you're not. So why be greedy in Poland? And there is a lot of that in Poland. It's being spiteful and greedy. Obviously, there is that elsewhere, but I just didn't feel it as much. I didn't feel it as much.
There's a couple of things here. First of all, we are a Catholic country, and sort of by definition, every Catholic country struggles with sexuality. Like, look at Spain, look at Portugal. It's incredible how conservative these countries are. So are we. The second thing is, and I cannot understand why, but men are not very sexual in Poland. I don't think men truly believe in themselves. So if I compare it to being abroad, let's say, and not everywhere, again, different areas have it differently. But if I'm in a place that's open and I'm in a coffee shop, people will just kind of chat with me, little conversation here and there. There's some interaction. There's a bit of flirt. But I noticed in Poland, when I walk, men don't even look at me. Like, they don't check me out. You know, if we ever go to the gym together, you'll see what I wear. Literally, my outfit is slightly bigger than a bikini. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And no one looks at me.
Maybe they are just like afraid, you know?
That's exactly my point. Men in Poland, they're very reserved. They're kind of afraid of approaching a woman. They're not very forward, right? So now you're missing this kind of proactive masculine sexual energy, and so the women are not responding, right? So we don't really have a lot of polarity in our society.
To people who live in Poland, appreciate this country, appreciate the times we live in, because doomy and gloomy, I did say, my generation is very kind of, we have a nihilistic point of view. Appreciate the times we live in. At the moment, we live in peace. Life is prosperous, many opportunities around us, equal rights for men and women for the most part, good food, bad food. You can make the choice at the end of the day. And Poland's at one of the best points it's ever been, I think, probably in history. We're at a good time right now, and you need to just appreciate it. Because me, coming from the States and the UK, I prefer being in Poland right now and for the future. People often look at the UK and the US as places, if only I could go there and not be in this crappy country of Poland. Poland's great, and people need to realize it. And that's my personal message. Also, have children. That would be my other message to people of my generation. Because it's gonna force you to
grow.
It's gonna force you, you know. It's
And
gonna
jump another generation.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. People say, I'm gonna wait till I'm financially stable. I'm gonna wait till I know where I am in life. There's nothing that's gonna speed that process up like another human being that you have to take care of. That's my personal message.
What you have just heard are Polish voices, unfiltered, raw, and deeply human. Some of you will agree, some will disagree, but these are not the words of outsiders. These are your fellow Poles, speaking about the country they love. Warsaw Confidential exists for this reason, to give space to every perspective, even when it's uncomfortable, because only by listening can we understand where we are and where we are going. So share your thoughts in the comments, debate, defend, question, but do it with respect, because at the end of the day, this is your Poland and these are your voices. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.